Hello. Are you looking for the evidence analysis you need when writing about the film Society? Well, look no further. The aim of this video is to provide you with all the information you need to help you achieve the very highest marks when being asked to explore the notion of society in the play and the spectacles. What we'll do now is run through a plethora of key quotes and analysis that you can include. So let's begin. Massively, public members to Berling have responsibilities as well as privileges. This declarative sentence is said deliberately with the audience in mind. We all have a responsibility to help others, but those in power, such as the Berlings, have even more responsibilities. And obviously, this is emphasized even further through the stage direction massively to emphasize, highlight its importance. It's a favourite haunt of women of the town. Eva Smith Daisy Renton has had to resort to prostitution potentially in order to survive. This is clearly not a voluntary choice, but one that has been forced upon her due to the actions of the Berlings and the middle classes and upper classes who they represent, highlighting that society, in a sense, is broken. One Eva Smith has gone, but there are millions and millions and millions of Eva Smiths and John Smiths still left with us, with their lives, their hopes, their fears, their suffering and chance of happiness, all intertwined with our lives and what we think and say and do. We do not live alone. We are members of one body. We are responsible for each other. And I tell you that the time will soon come when, if men will not learn that lesson, that they will be taught in fire and blood and anguish. Good night. Arguably, this is the most important speech in the play. So this monologue highlights Priestley's views that we're all connected and what we do to each other impacts on ourselves. Eva Smith represents the working class. So this therefore alerts the audience that the character may not be one woman, but many people who have all been mistreated by the Berlings. Intertwined suggests not only that our lives are connected, but hints at an organic image that we grow together and therefore die together. Intertwined also kind of elicits a notion of a rope metaphor. When we are twined together, we become stronger. Fire, blood, and anguish is a reference to the two world wars, which the audience of the first production would have obviously have clear knowledge of. So Priestley is trying not just to shock the audience with a reference to death and hell, but demonstrate that we have failed to learn our lessons once before and millions died because of it. So society must change to avoid this. I think she only had herself to blame. Just like her husband, the character Mrs. Berling fails to accept the blame for the events in the play. This declarative statement and the personal pronoun creates the impression that the only opinion that matters is hers, making the character's viewpoint, obviously being her own one, a minority view to prove that this selfish, capitalist view is a minority viewpoint. A man has to make his own way, has to look after himself and his family too, of course. Berling places himself before his own family, which, due to the hyphen, means that they are loosely attached to his life. And obviously this makes the audience less likely to like the character and therefore agree more with the socialist characters because he seems selfish. He seems like someone who doesn't care about the plight of society, even those within his own family. So there's a great selection of evidence analysis. It's up to you now to use these in your essays. So thank you and good luck.